Major new developments in the Jussie Smollett investigation. Chicago police have announced Smollett is officially a suspect in a criminal investigation for filing a false report.
Good.
Meanwhile, stunning new surveillance video obtained by CBS Chicago has surfaced, reportedly showing two brothers at the center of the case buying what is believed to be a red hat and ski masks the day before the attack. This is prosecutors in Chicago are meeting with Smollett's lawyers. Mike Tobin, outside criminal court in Chicago, with the latest. Mike.
And this is all happening very fast and furious. You just mentioned moments ago the chief communications officer, Anthony Guglielmi, for the Chicago PD, says that Jussie Smollett is now a suspect for a Class 4 felony falsifying a police report. We know that's punishable by a maximum of 3 years. This while we have just learned from people who have been staking out the grand jury room on the 4th floor that the Osundario brothers have gone back inside for round 2 inside the grand jury room. It seemed to be kind of a false start with the grand jury yesterday. And again, the people who have been staking out the grand jury room says the brothers are inside at this moment as the case moves forward on a day when we now have surveillance video coming to us from WBBM Channel 2 here in Chicago. And this is a security video from what we're told by employees of the Crafty Beaver is inside of their store. And it shows these individuals buying things like ski masks, what looks to be a red hat. We know of the inventory that was taken from the apartment where the Osundario brothers were staying here in Chicago. One of the items on that inventory is a red hat, and that could have very well played a role in what is now shaping up more and more to have been a hoax attack in this case. So we now have Jussie Smollett has been listed as a suspect in this case officially, according to the chief communications officer. This long-standing request for police to have a conversation with Smollett, that has not been realized. He never showed up for this follow-up interview. We have some information that lawyers for Smollett and police met today. The Sun-Times has indicated that meeting is going on right now. The clarification we have through the official police channels is that meeting happened this morning, but never the conversation that they want to have with Smollett. Jesse?
Thanks a lot, Mike. All right, Emily, I believe the prosecutors have to go hard on this Class 4 felony. They have to prosecute him. They can't just drop this, because if they don't go hard on him, it's going to send a message that you can get away with this stuff and not pay a price.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, there's prosecutorial discretion there in Illinois. They could have pursued it as a misdemeanor. They have the option for filing a false police report.
They bumped it up.
Exactly. So that speaks for itself right there. And, you know, those crimes are classified as they're crimes against public justice. It is taken really seriously because it is. There should absolutely be zero tolerance for and a strong message sent when people do this, especially in the level of fabrication that, you know, we are seeing allegedly went into this. That level of proaction and creating this entire dramatic thing and roping in other people. I mean, yes, it absolutely should have dire consequences for sure.
Juan.
So Mike Tobin's still with us, I think. Mike? Mike, are you there? Well, maybe not.
I'm here.
Oh, Mike. So, Mike, as I understand it, there was pressure being put to bring Smollett into the grand jury, but today, apparently, his lawyers spoke to the Cook County attorneys, and they said, okay, he doesn't have to come in. I wonder, is he sick? What was the mitigating factor or the exculpatory factor that would lead the Cook County officials to say he didn't have to appear before the grand jury?
Because they can do it without him.
I think it's more of a situation where you have, you can get this through the legal community, that any good lawyer, if he's going to insist that he did nothing wrong, any good lawyer is going to tell him, don't go in for that meeting, because all they're going to want to do in the course of that meeting is catch him in a lie. And all indications are that something is amiss in this case. So I don't know if it's necessary exculpatory evidence that gets involved in that. But when you had this sudden halt to the process yesterday and the Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx recusing herself, you may have some kind of evidence that was introduced yesterday. And it should be noted that the Tribune is running a report right now saying the reason that she has suddenly recused herself is because she got pretty close with the family during the initial stages when everyone thought that Jussie Smollett was the victim of a hate crime.
Thanks, Mike. Dana, you know what's crazy about this whole thing and how sociopathic this guy Smollett is? If they had arrested two innocent guys, he would have said, yeah, these are the guys, and he would have been okay with putting away innocent men
Did you watch
for a long
The Five
time.
yesterday?
No.
I made that point.
Oh, you did?
It's a great point.
Great minds think alike, Dana.
And also, I have a question. these guys work in television. They work on a very successful show, Empire. They obviously probably watch a lot of TV. They probably watch a lot of movies. Like, do they not think for 1 second that there's going to be a video camera where in the hardware store? Do they not think that there's not going to be like all of these questions? I just feel like he was willing to put other people away for something that also was like very poorly done.
Yeah.
As far as a hoax goes, he must have just truly believed that the media was just going to believe every word that he said, and then he was going to be protected from that. But I'm glad the police are pursuing it. I think it's good.
Great actor, terrible criminal.
Yeah, you know, I don't see how what he did is not considered a hate crime. Yeah. Because it actually is would have hurt a group of people. And to your point,
all Trump supporters.
And us. And to
millions of Americans.
Bear with me, Juan. Bear with me. I listen to you. This is a hate crime. And to your point, that's despicable. That he would have let 2 people go to jail. He should go away for minimum 20 years. And I think, you know, people accuse people like me of dunking on the libs over this. No, what you're seeing is vindication. Remember, us, the people that aren't liberals, are vindicated because any kind of tangential link to Trump, if you don't believe this story, then you're part of the problem. Everybody should be pleased that a hate crime didn't happen because it means we're less racist than the media wants us to be. And I don't care about Smollett anymore. He's dirt. I'm more pissed off at how the media did this, and they got to pay a price too.
Well, I'm glad to know it's all about you.
No,
really
no. You missed my point, Juan. But that's usual. That's usual for you.
Let me just tell you, I think this guy is mentally ill.
Oh, that's his excuse.
He's nuts. So if you want to politicize and say, oh, it's a political thing and it vindicates the Trumpians.
He politicized it.
It was a political act. For God's sake. He did this on purpose. He had been. We didn't even talk about the magazine with the letter with the crushed aspirin. That's a terroristic threat.
That's right. Is that what he's being charged for?
No,
filing a false report.
But he should be filed for that because I think the FBI is looking into that as a terroristic threat.
He put him away for a long time.
He should be pursued for all of it, especially that terroristic threat, as we were talking about before. There's no such thing as joking or a hoax when it comes to that. That's 100%. Every single threat is taken seriously by law enforcement, as there was at the time when a hazmat team was deployed, etc. Also, when you said he may be mentally ill, I'm not going to speak to that, but to the fact that he has a prior from 2007 in California for false impersonation, a DUI, and driving without a valid license. When he was pulled over for driving under the influence, he said he was his brother and faked that. So this is not
willing to let his brother go. Jeez.
Jesus.
Yes, exactly.
I've had it with this guy.
Not a good older brother either.